We will start in 2 minutes at 7:30.
We will start.
এই আমি কথা বললাম, কিছু শোনা গেল? হ্যালো হ্যালো পিপল।
একটু ডিলে আছে, শোনা যাচ্ছে।
শোনা যাচ্ছে, সাইডে ইউটিউব অন আছে।
So I will start in a moment. So it's already 7:30. I think we should start. রুজনদা, আমার ভয়েস শোনা যাচ্ছে তো? হ্যালো, teacher. I'm starting.
Let's start.
So hello everyone. We at GNX are presenting a session on cybersecurity and ethical hacking. This is day 2, and we are already very late, and I'm very sorry for that. So let's start. So who am I and what I'm doing? I am a cybersecurity researcher, an ethical hacker, penetration tester, and bug bounty hunter. Along with that, I'm a capture the flag player. Currently, I'm top 4% at TryHackMe. I'm doing an internship as an information security administrator at VTF, and I'm PR lead at GDSC and SEC. You can connect with me at all these handles. So let's begin the session. So who is the hacker? So I will be speaking in Hindi and Bengali mix, so that all of you can be comfortable. So तो क्या कोई बोल सकता है हैकर क्या होता है? So जैसे कि हैकर कोई टाइम पे चैट बॉक्स में तुम लोग लिख सकते हो, मैं चैट बॉक्स पढ़ रहा हूँ। अच्छा, तो सबको क्या सोचता है हैकर वो होता है जो फेसबुक का पासवर्ड चुरा लेगा या फिर इंस्टाग्राम हैक कर लेगा। यही सबको लगता होगा हैकर का तो यही काम है, फेसबुक हैक करना, व्हाट्सएप हैक करना, इंस्टाग्राम हैक करना। अच्छा, वाईफाई हैक कर लिया, अरे तुम तो बहुत बड़े हैकर हो। या तुम कंप्यूटर साइंस स्टूडेंट हो, तब तो अच्छा तुम तो हैकर हो गए। या फिर सोचते हो कि अरे मुझे क्लैश ऑफ क्लैंस में अनलिमिटेड कॉइन्स दिला दो, एलिक्सर दिला दो, CS:GO में अनलिमिटेड कॉइन्स दिला दो, तो वो सब हैकर है। अच्छा, तुम नासा को HTML से हैक कर सकते हो, तुम्हें नहीं। लेकिन देखो हैकर ये सब चीज़ बिल्कुल अलग है। जो ये सब करते हैं उन्हें हैकर नहीं बोलते हो, वो सब बस एक स्क्रिप्ट से खेलते हैं, स्क्रिप्ट के डिस टाइप, उन्हें एकदम हैकर नहीं बोल सकते। सो लेट्स बिगिन। सो हु इज़ अ हैकर? So this is the real definition of what is a hacker. So hacker is someone who uses his or skill to gain knowledge, to gain unauthorized access to a software or a network. So हम लोग वो अपने अपने टूल्स बनाते हैं, वो किसी का टूल्स यूज़ नहीं करते हैं। वो खुद टूल्स बनाते हैं और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ब्रेक करते हैं, और अगर कोई सिक्योरिटी इशू आया तो वो रिपोर्ट करते हैं। तो वो हमेशा ऐसा नहीं है कि वो हैकर एक हमेशा ख़राब इंसान होता है। बहुत जन के घर में सोचते हैं पेरेंट्स लोग कि अगर वो हैकिंग कर रहा था मतलब ख़राब आदमी नहीं। हैकिंग का हमेशा इल इंटेंट नहीं होता है, हैकिंग अच्छा इंटेंट से भी किया जा सकता है। अगर तुम्हारा इंटेंशन अच्छा है तो तुम मिलियंस में कमा सकते हो, और अगर बहुत ख़राब इंटेंट है तो तुम जेल भी जा सकते हो। तो ये डेफिनेशन है एथिकल हैकिंग का, ये मैं पढ़ूंगा नहीं, सब पे बोर हो जाओगे। ठीक है, मैं स्टार्ट करता हूँ नेक्स्ट। So so ethical and unethical में what is the difference? माने key difference है between ethical and unethical. So we can say ethical hacker is someone who takes the permission before hacking into a system of an organization, and if he finds some kind of bug, he reports it to the organization. And unethical hacking is like you don't take the permission, and whatever information or data you have gathered, you use it for ill intent. Like कि डेटा मिल गया तो मैं उसे ब्लैक मार्केट में सेल कर दूंगा तो पैसा कमाने के लिए, वो हो गया अनएथिकल हैकिंग. सो हैकर हैकर तीन टाइप के होते हैं, ठीक है. वाइट हैट हैकर, ग्रे हैट हैकर और ब्लैक हैट हैकर. तो सबसे पहले मैं वाइट हैट हैकर बता देता हूँ. तो वाइट हैट हैकर वो होता है जो कि इसे बेसिकली एथिकल हैकर बोलते हैं, जो कि ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए काम करता है, वहाँ से परमिशन लेता है कि मैं आपके सिस्टम में कुछ बग हुआ, कुछ सिक्योरिटी इश्यूज हुआ तो मैं उसे ठीक कर दूंगा. उससे परमिशन लेकर करता है वो. अब ब्लैक हैट हैकर हुआ, उसका इंटेंशन ही अलग रहता है, वो किसी में भी कोई परमिशन नहीं लेता है, फुल हैक करता है, ठीक है. और जो भी डेटा मिलता है वो इधर सेल कर देता है या फिर बस अपना मजा के लिए करता है. और ग्रे हैट हैकर हुआ, वो मतलब परमिशन नहीं लेता ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से हैक करने का पहले, लेकिन उसको कोई खराब इंटेंशन में नहीं होता है, वो ऐसे ही बस हैक करता है. अगर कुछ इशू मिल गया तो वो रिपोर्ट कर देता है. तो ये कुछ हैकिंग का टर्मिनोलॉजीज है, जैसे कि इंफॉर्मेशन सिक्योरिटी. पेनिट्रेशन टेस्टिंग बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक है, जिसका मतलब होता है कि टेस्टिंग और रिपोर्टिंग सिक्योरिटी लूप होल्स. सो तुम टेस्ट करते हो, कुछ लूप होल्स आया तो तुम रिपोर्ट करते हो. और वर्नेबिलिटी असेसमेंट भी इसी का तरह होता है, बस इसमें तुम फिक्स करने बताते हो कि कैसे इसको ठीक कर सकते हैं. सो टाइप्स ऑफ हैकिंग. सो हैकिंग के कितने टाइप्स हैं. मैं बता, कंप्यूटर हैकिंग हो गया, तुम किसी का सिस्टम में हैक कर लिए. पासवर्ड हैकिंग, किसी का सोशल मीडिया या कोई भी हैंडल्स पे उसका पासवर्ड जानकर अटैक करना. ईमेल हैकिंग, ईमेल में कुछ मैलिशियस लिंक तुमने भेज दिया, उसके थ्रू हैक कर सकते हो. नेटवर्क हैकिंग, और ये वेबसाइट हैकिंग, मतलब कि किसी का वेब ऐप हैक करना. अब मेन पार्ट पे आते हैं कि एथिकल हैकिंग के कितने फेजेस होते हैं. फर्स्ट फेज होता है रिकॉनेसेंस, इन्फॉर्मेशन गैदर करना. सेकंड होता है स्कैनिंग, तुम पूरा स्कैन करो वेबसाइट को, नेटवर्क को. उस उसको कुछ अगर मतलब ब्रेक पॉइंट मिले तो उसको गैदर करो. फिर थर्ड स्टेप होता है गेनिंग एक्सेस, तुमने जो भी स्कैन करके जो भी इन्फॉर्मेशन मिला उसके थ्रू तुम सिस्टम में ढुकोगे, ठीक है. और उसके बाद मेन होता है मेंटेनिंग एक्सेस, कि तुम बैकडोर्स के थ्रू तुम वापस कैसे उसमें एंटर कर सकते हो. और लास्ट में कि तुमने जो भी काम किया उसको कैसे हटा सकते हो, क्लियरिंग ट्रैक्स. ये तो बहुत थ्योरी पार्ट हो गया, सब बहुत बोर हो गए होगे. अब मैं प्रैक्टिकल हैंड्स ऑन सेशन के लिए जाता हूँ. लेट मी लॉग ऑन टू माई VMware. ये रहा मेरा काली लिनक्स. मैं इसमें कुछ प्रैक्टिकल करके तुम लोग को दिखाता हूँ कि एथिकल हैकिंग ये सब जो है, इसे तुम्हें इंटरेस्टिंग लगे. फॉर एग्जांपल ये मेरा टर्मिनल है, जैसे कि होता है विंडोज़ में, ऐसे ये इसका टर्मिनल है काली लिनक्स का. इसमें मान लो मैं किसी एक वेबसाइट को पिंग करता हूँ. फॉर एग्जांपल हम लोग का DSC का वेबसाइट है, उसे पिंग करके देखता हूँ. इससे हमें देखो एक IP एड्रेस मिलेगा. ये सबसे पहला स्टेप है किसी भी वेबसाइट का IP एड्रेस निकालने. देखो मैंने जस्ट वेबसाइट का नाम लिखा, मुझे वेबसाइट का IP एड्रेस मिल गया. अब मैं ये IP एड्रेस से बहुत कुछ कर सकता हूँ, जैसे कि मैं IP एड्रेस से क्या करके देखूँ. जैसे कि मैं IP एड्रेस से ये कमांड से
Yes, can you just represent the whole for I think it will be difficult for people on YouTube.
Sarjot, I cannot hear you, voice is breaking too much.
Just a second. Yeah, is it okay now? Am I audible?
Yes sir.
Yeah, so I just mentioned that it would be better if you could just increase your terminal font
Okay.
because people on YouTube might not be able to see clearly.
Okay. Got it.
Just use CTRL CTRL plus.
Control plus.
Yeah, yeah, CTRL plus. A bit more. Yeah, yeah.
Is
It's
it okay
perfect.
now?
Uh,
So I pinned the DSC NSCC साइट. सो देखो मेरे को एक आईपी एड्रेस मिला. ठीक है. ये आईपी एड्रेस से मैं बहुत कुछ कर सकता हूँ. ठीक है, पहला स्टेप था. अब मैं इसे सर्च करूँ
okay,
कि डीएससी
one
एन.
point of interruption. IP address is like your address. It's something that identifies you on the internet. So basically, every device there has an IP address, and this IP address currently identifies the server which is hosting the this particular domain and website.
सो नेक्स्ट मैंने सर्च किया कि ये डीएससी एनएससी किसके नाम पे रजिस्टर्ड है, क्या है. देखो ऐसे सारे पता चल जाते हैं कि क्लाउडफ्लेयर प्रोटेक्शन है. ठीक है, कहाँ पे रजिस्टर्ड हुआ है, बाकी सब वगैरह वगैरह मेरे को यहाँ से पता चल जाएगा. नेक्स्ट मैं करूँगा कि मैं इस आईपी का लोकेशन निकाल सकता हूँ. मतलब ये आईपी कहाँ पे है, किस जगह पे, मुझे लोकेशन मालूम चल जाएगा कहाँ से होस्टेड है. तो इसके लिए मैं एक जगह पे जा रहा हूँ. यहाँ पे मैं आईपी पे, मुझे जो आईपी मिला था मैं ये आईपी यहाँ पे पेस्ट कर दूंगा. ये देखो मुझे बता रहा है कि जो डीएससी एनएससी का वेबसाइट है वो इस जगह पे है, यूनाइटेड स्टेट. ये इन्होंने प्रॉक्सी यूज़ करके रखा है, मैंने क्लाउड फ्लेयर प्रोटेक्शन, जिसकी वजह से इनको लोकेशन दूसरा कुछ दिखा रहा है, वरना ये दिखा देता. जैसे कि मैं अगर मान लो मैं गूगल को पिंग करूँ, मुझे ये एक आईपी मिलेगा, फिर मैं इसके थ्रू गूगल को लोकेशन निकाल सकता हूँ कहाँ पे है वो.
ये गूगल का नियरेस्ट सर्वर का लोकेशन दिखा
ये
है.
देखो गूगल का नियरेस्ट सर्वर सर्वर का लोकेशन दिखा देगा कहाँ पे है ये. जैसे चेन्नई, ऐसे करके. वैसे करके अगर तुम्हें किसी का भी आईपी मिले तो तुम ये इस टूल की मदद से तुम उसका लोकेशन निकाल सकते हो. मान लो तुम्हारा कोई फ्रेंड है, तुम्हें तुम्हारा कोई फ्रेंड का आईपी मिल गया. ठीक है, किसी तरह अब तुमने उसे इस टूल टूल में डाल दिया तो तुम्हें वो बता देगा तुम्हारा कि कहाँ पे वो एक्टिव है. तो ये एक बहुत बड़ा इंफॉर्मेशन गैदरिंग टूल है, तुम इससे किसी का भी लोकेशन निकाल सकते हो. सो नेक्स्ट मैं एक और चीज़ दिखाना चाहूँगा इसके. वो चीज़ जो आ रही है
काम
ओके. सो आई विल शो यू. सबको मालूम है ना, मतलब वो किस तरह से फेसबुक इंस्टाग्राम हैक होता है. तो मैं वो लाइव करके दिखाऊंगा कि कैसे हैक होता है. कोई ट्राई मत करना. ठीक है, मैं जस्ट एजुकेशनल पर्पज़ के लिए बता रहा हूँ. ठीक है. सो मैं दिखाता हूँ किस तरह से होता है.
and actually this is very common. The phishing thing is very common. You must look into your URL before giving any credentials. Can you guys follow us? Please type yes in the comment box or the lecture.
ये देखो मैंने ये टूल को ऑन किया. देखो इस टूल में देखो मुझे कितना तरह का ये दिखा रहा है कि मैं इसे क्या क्या चीज़ हैक कर सकता हूँ. देखो फेसबुक, इंस्टाग्राम, गूगल, माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, नेटफ्लिक्स, पेपाल, स्टीम, ट्विटर, प्ले स्टेशन. ठीक है, इसे ये सारी चीज़ हैक कर सकता हूँ. मतलब तुम जितना ईजी सोच रहे हो उतना ईजी है नहीं, लेकिन हाँ इस टूल से तुम ये सब चीज़ हैक कर सकते हो. तो जैसे मैं अभी एक फेसबुक दिखाता हूँ, फेसबुक किस तरह से कर सकते हो. तो मैंने ऑप्शन नंबर 1 सेलेक्ट किया. ठीक है। तो मुझे देखो एक लिंक मिला है। इस लिंक मैं ये लिंक को अपने फ्रेंड को भेज दूंगा जिसका मुझे जानना है, उसका जिसका मुझे पासवर्ड जानना है। तो मैं ऐतिह्य को भेजता हूँ ये, वो अपना पासवर्ड टाइप करेगा तो मुझे यहाँ पे विजिबल होगा। मैं उसे भेज के आता
चैट चैट बॉक्स बता
हूँ,
दीजिए।
मैं उसे भेज देता हूँ। वो कुछ भी टाइप करेगा तो यहाँ पे विजिबल होगा।
Should I share my screen or just?
नो ऐतिह्य, यू जस्ट टाइप इट।
हाँ, मॉडर्न ब्राउजर ये डिटेक्ट कर लेता है फिशिंग साइट, बट कुछ फिशिंग साइट डिटेक्ट करने में दिक्कत आती है ब्राउजर्स को।
ऐतिह्य, डू इट वंस मोर।
Is it connected? Sure.
ये देखो मेरे दोस्त ने अपने अकाउंट की जगह पे, ईमेल आईडी की जगह पे हाई लिखा, और पासवर्ड की जगह पासवर्ड उसने टाइप किया अपने फ़ोन में, लेकिन मुझे यहाँ पे पता चल गया उसने क्या टाइप किया है।
और इंटरेस्टिंग बात यह है कि ये रिडायरेक्ट भी कर देगा फेसबुक की तरफ।
हम्म। अच्छा इट इट विल बी बेटर इफ यू शो योर स्क्रीन, लाइक इट विल बी लॉग। एक
हाँ,
बार
ओके
स्क्रीन शेयर करके दिखा दो।
ओके।
अच्छा
Is
कौन
it
सा लिंक
visible?
है? यस
The,
यस यस।
I'm opening the link, and my browser detected it is dangerous. By the way. So I'm writing any email address, it is, and password. I know this is.
स्क्रीन शेयर ऑफ कर ऐतिह्य।
uh,
Now you see he typed something and see it has come into my Kalina's CMD. See, he typed his email address, I got his email address. He typed his password, I got his password. He wrote, I know this is a phishing. So he knows this is a phishing. Like it is very much known. Like it will be shown that it is a dangerous site. And if you're fool, or like if someone still clicks it, knowing that it is a phishing, then. But in modern days, like everyone has two-factor authentication. It's way much complex to hack accounts nowadays. This was just a normal.
Yeah, there is a way I'd like to mention. There is a attack called man in the middle attack, which is essentially a way to fish out all the OTPs and stuff. So this is like phishing version one. So now with the advent of the new OTP and two-factor authentication, we also have phishing version 2, where what we do is we set up a redirection server, and we basically redirect all the links directly from Facebook and other websites to the end user. And then when the end user is presented to get the OTP, we take the OTP from the user and feed it back to Facebook. So this is one thing you all can research on, uh, which is again like phishing along with man in the middle attack.
But okay, this is mostly done through social engineering. Social engineering plays a very vital role during this. Like तुम्हें सोशल इंजीनियरिंग क्या होता है, मतलब कि तुम्हें जिसने दोस्त को लिंक दिया, उस दोस्त के तुम्हें दिमाग से खेलना है कि देखो मैंने तुम्हें लिंक दिया है, ये लिंक में देखो मीम है या कुछ भी है, तुम उसके दिमाग से खेल रहे हो। वो तुम्हारा दोस्त सोचेगा अच्छा इसने तो मुझे मीम भेजा है, मैं लॉगिन कर लेता हूँ। वो मीम देखने के लिए लॉगिन करेगा, और उससे क्या मालूम कि ये एक फिशिंग लिंक है, और सारा आईडी और पासवर्ड उसके पास चला जाएगा।
A
तो
very
दिस इज,
important part of is to look at the domain.
मैंने जो इसको लिंक भेजा था, देखो ये लिंक नॉर्मल लिंक की तरह नहीं लगता। ये लिंक क्या लिखा हुआ है, 9QR.e। ये देख के समझ में आ जाएगा कि फिशिंग लिंक है।
Facebook. हाँ फेसबुक की तरह दिखता है बट द URL is not like facebook.com.
So next up is Ajay will we show the stenography part.
Hmm. First, I'd like to show the SQL injection, the
Okay,
very
okay. So
basic
I'm okay.
SQL
I'm
injection.
then stop sharing. Okay.
Uh, Here you can see, is it visible? Visible, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Visible.
Uh,
Yeah, sure.
so here you can see a login page. This is actually a local hosted login page. So I am going to use SQL injection over here. Let us see first. I'm giving any credentials. It, does it let me log in or not? So it shows wrong password and the query. I guess you know SQL query, right? Everyone knows SQL query. So
For just a bit of information, SQL is like a programming language which is used on the database. So using SQL, like we all do code using C, Python, and other programming languages, SQL is like a language which you use to fetch information from databases. So all the big companies and all the big firms and even our colleges have their databases where all kinds of student information, employee information, and account information are those databases. We have languages like SQL.
right. So let us check. Is it SQL? Can we infect it by SQL injection? If we write something and give a one colon, here you can see in the query that the name field is a string and the password is a string, and string is in between the single quotes, right? So if we give a single quote and submit, see here it is given an warning at line 17. So it is we are messing it with its code, right? It is giving a syntax error kind of thing. You guys know you have done programming in C or C++. If we give a wrong sentence, then it will give a syntax error. So let us play with this query, right? So here is our query. We want our password field to be true. If we can make the password field true, then we can bypass this login page. We can do empty string or 1 is equal to 1, a always true statement, right? So you know the function of or and in programming language. And means both the operands have to be true, and or means any one operand have to be true to make the whole statement true, right? So it is a always true statement. 1 is equal to 1. So we can give this in the password field to make the password true. Let's see. I've given it. Username might be anything. Submit this. Yep, see, it is successfully logged in. So we have bypassed the login page by using SQL injection. Now let us see steganography. Steganography means hiding some message or information into any common thing. Like here we are going to hide a text file. Let's say we can even hide a executable file, a script, anything. Here we are going to hide a text file into a image, GNX image. Let's see, right. Let's do that. I'm using the stake hide tool for this. The embedded file will be this text file, and the cover file will be. I guess it is not well visible.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Cover file will be this, right? Give a passphrase or any password kind of thing. I'm writing PASS all in small caps, and I'm giving this image to my friend Yash, and let him decode this, extract this message, right? For that, I will be using anything sharing
सो
Smash. Let's see
सो
Smash.
व्हाट जो डिड इज लाइक उसने एक इमेज लिया, इमेज में उसने एक सीक्रेट टेक्स्ट डाल दिया। ठीक है, वो सीक्रेट टेक्स्ट मेरे पास आएगा, तो मैं उसे डिकोड करके दिखाऊंगा।
क्या secret text है? This image is infected right now with my text. So I'm giving this link. Yes, you got it.
यस यस यस,
So I'm stopping the presentation, right?
इट्स ओके।
Let's see what the secret text is. Overwrite this file.
तो मैं इसे अभी ये करूँगा, इस टेक्स्ट के अंदर क्या है मैं उसे निकालने की कोशिश करूँगा। तो इसके लिए कमांड है एक्स।
SF means source file. Passphrase is PASS, small.
ये देखो वो दिखा दिया कि जी जो टेक्स्ट बोल के यहाँ पे सेव हो गया, तो मैं यहाँ पे जाकर देखता हूँ जी जो टेक्स्ट। तो इसमें इसने क्या लिखा है?
Zoom करो थोड़ा. Again control plus.
जूम হচ্ছে না।
अच्छा माउस पैड पे तो चलो. So इसमें लिखा है कि hacker OP in the chat if you want more. Guys, if you want more, please write hacker OP in the chat. I want to see some hacker
देखो
OP.
इसने ये चीज़ लिखा है टेक्स्ट के अंदर, हैकर ओपन द चैट। ये मुझे उसने एक
And
इमेज दिया, इमेज के अंदर क्या क्या चीज़ हो सकता है सब लिखा होता है, देखो
always remember, East always GNX is best.
एकदम। So this was just
Yeah.
take height part, and we are almost done with the live practical thing. Like this was some of the just hands-on things to excite you guys. हम लोगों ने अभी कुछ सिखाया नहीं, ये सेशन सिखाने के लिए नहीं था, बस तुम लोगों को बताने के लिए था कि हैकिंग में कितना कुछ हो सकता है। So next thing will be done by Rudronilda and Osorjoda. So please guys, seniors take over.
Yeah, thank you, Yash, for the beautiful presentation of some uh, concepts of hacking. So, guys, these were basically very fundamental concepts of hacking. They were very simple and very minor, but these are the fundamentals. And if your fundamentals are strong, you can be strong in any subject. So, with that, I would like to also invite Rudra, and we'll have some discussion on Linux. So, firstly, I would like to take on any questions and queries you all have regarding the previous and this session. So, you guys can type in your chat box on YouTube. Yeah. We'll be taking on questions now. Okay, guys, regarding your queries on MAR, all of you have attended sessions and you all will be given your certificates, which you can uh, contact with your HOD sir and get your MAR points. So the next question was hacking. How we are gonna like learn hacking? So there are a lot of videos on YouTube and all social media regarding the basics. And at GNX, we will all be hosting sessions which will be pertaining to hacking, and we'll be teaching you guys basics on how to get started. But that is for another day, and we'll be having sessions on hacking soon.
So basically, this was sort of an introduction to how Linux basically works, the various kind of things you can do. One thing, for example, we kind of also showed you yesterday. You can kind of perform any basic operation that you would do on a normal Windows installation. जा जा कोडिश Windows है जो जो करते हो Windows पे या Mac पे जो भी हो, that you can basically do perfectly well in a Linux environment. ठीक है. On top of that, as people have shown you time and time again, it is infinitely easier to do stuff easier, faster, and in a better, more efficient way with the whole Linux environment. And about everything else, as Aishwarya Das said, we'll have many more follow-up sessions. We'll have YouTube playlists and all of that. We'll share that with you guys. Other than that, one thing to add to what Aishwarya said, anyone who has written their name on the WhatsApp group will not be getting their mar points. Get wrecked.
व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप तो पूरा भर दिया यार अपना नाम लिख के, मुझे क्या लग रहा है.
Sub cancelled. Sub cancelled.
Yeah, it's just joking. No worries.
Hi, it's
Everyone will
just a
get
joke.
it.
You guys will get a feedback form. Don't worry. You'll get your
Yeah,
mark.
yeah, yeah.
In
Everyone
fact,
will
we'll
get
do
it.
an entire session on Mar. Okay. I remember like filling up the forms. I still do like till fourth year for the whole of EC department, and it's a pain in the dash. So I'll tell you guys what Mar is all about, and you don't have to worry about it till like excuse me till like the first year ends. So it's like every even semester, at the end of every even semester, you guys get to fill your Mar points, and you won't have any problems with that. Okay, we'll help you with that later on.
So let's start with something else. I would like to share my screen and just show you guys that basically each and every application that we have in Windows can be also installed in Linux, or we have alternatives in Linux that you all can use. Okay, let me know if my screen is visible. Is my screen visible?
Yep, the screen
Yes,
is
yes, yes, yes,
perfectly
yes, yes,
visible.
it's visible.
Yeah, sure. Uh, so first things first, I'll just go into my desktop. So basically, this is my desktop environment. I don't have much of here, but what will I'll show you is that let's say for creating virtual machines. So in Windows, you all use Oracle VirtualBox. Similarly, here you can have the Oracle VirtualBox, and you can also create virtual machines in Linux. So I have a pre-created virtual machine for Ubuntu, which I would just show to you guys. So as you can see, this is your typical Ubuntu desktop, and it's quite simple to navigate. Just like Windows, you can install browsers here, and like the File Explorer, you have a similar type of File Explorer available for Linux. And one thing to be noted, you all have seen a lot of use of terminal and command line to do things, but I can assure you that all of the stuff that has been sold and all of the things that we can do on Windows can also be done in Linux, similarly using a GUI, that is a graphical user interface. For web browsing, you can install Firefox, Chrome, in any of the popular browsers you have, you can directly install there. And again, for installing softwares, some people might tell you that you need to have what you call uh, a terminal and use a package manager to install softwares. So there's no need. We already have something called Ubuntu Software Store. So in most of the distributions, like you have Play Store in case of Android, you have the Windows Store in case of Windows, and you also have Software Store in Apple. Similarly, in Linux, you can just also get here and check out what are the software installed. You can explore for new software. See, you have VLC here, you have Skype here, you have Slack here. Most of the softwares that you need are also available on Linux that you can install from here. Let's say you want to search for a particular software, you can just type in and you'll be able to search that particular software. You even have Office 365 here. So if any one of you wants to use Microsoft Office here, you can also use the Office 365 web desktop here. You also have the Chromium, which is like Chrome. You have Orange, which is a SoundCloud client. So most of the softwares, and one best thing is that all the softwares are freely available here, and you can download this directly from these app stores. You don't have to pay anything. You don't have to make any logins. You don't have to get viruses and adwares get installed into your system. Technically, Linux is very secure and very much better than Windows in this regards. Similarly, you can just have logging out, suspend, and all of those stuff is available, and it is quite easy to navigate. I'll just power off my virtual box. And the next thing what I want to show you guys is games. So like Windows, we can also do a lot of gaming in Linux. I have heard that people talk that Linux is not for gaming. Linux, we cannot really game on Linux. But I'll just show you a few of the very mainstream games. These games run natively on Linux, and you don't have to do any kind of additional setup. So you can see Linux gaming is actually pretty much smooth. If I just show you guys. So this is one of the most hyped games in the fighting game community, which was released in 2020. Uh, and you can see that I can play this without any issues there.
Yay! Can you guys actually hear what he's saying?
Yeah, possibly, yeah. So I was
Yup.
just showing you guys. So this was one of the games, and you can see that these basically run pretty fine on Linux. And
Cool
you don't have
wallpaper, bro.
to edit. Yeah. One of the other ones, if you all want to see, was this is also very famous game. It's called Skullgirls.
Once again, Wiley kind of shows you the kind of things you can do on Linux. जा जा करते पारिस जो कर सकते हो. The whole point is that Linux essentially acts as an entire replacement for the entirety of Windows operating system. So this is kind of the fun stuff. You can't play games, you can't do word editing, you can't do any of that stuff on a Linux-based operating system. The thing is, you can do literally all of that. You can even run Windows-based applications. By the way, Ashwarya, can you show them Wine and running Windows applications if you have it?
Yeah, just a second. I'll just show.
Because a lot of people are really worried that they can't run anything. Yep. By the way, we also have our resident Mac user, Farukda. Say hi.
Hello. Hello.
Farukda says
Guys,
hi. Say hi to Farukda.
he's playing game.
Yep,
Nice,
Ashwarya
nice.
is streaming games.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. So let's coming to wine now. So what is wine? Basically, wine is like a accessibility layer.
Wine is definitely not
Yeah,
alcohol.
yeah. Not that one. So if I just show you the man page, see, this is one of the fun things in Linux. You don't know anything about a particular thing, you can just type man and the particular name,
Man
and
is
you
the
will get
short
all
form
the.
for manual.
Yeah, it's like a built-in manual. You don't get it in Windows, but in Linux, for everything you have a manual, and you can just read this thing directly from your terminal and get information on how does this thing do it. So coming to something called Windows games, I am sure that I have something there. Yeah, I think this will do. So you can see this is a Windows game. This binary is built for Windows, but using Wine you can directly play it on Linux without any issues. So this was one of the Windows games that runs directly here without any issues. If I can just go back. Yeah, most of uh, this. Yeah, so you also get GOG games, most of the games in GOG. And one of the things you might be worrying about was many of us play pirated games, right? So how am I going to get pirated games? So for that, you also have websites where like free pirated games for Linux are also available. So the point I'm trying to make here is From all perspectives, we can see that Linux is pretty much superior to Windows. You have all your free softwares, free things, like there is GIMP for Photoshop. Few of the things, if I show you guys. Yeah, coming to free and open source. Let's say you want to do some image editing. Photoshop, which is quite popular in Windows and Windows-based environments, which is also paid software. You similarly have something called GIMP. Now, this is quite similar to Photoshop. You can see that it has got all of the things, most of the tools. This thing can also be customized to be more like Photoshop, and we can also give you a like a very comprehensive experience which goes on par with Photoshop. People into making digital audio sounds and song composition, digital audio making, mixing, and all those kind of things. We have a digital audio workstation. This is also open source. This is called a DAW, and it's called LMMS. So this is like an open source MIDI thing. So you can make, compose music, do all of your digital audio workstation things here. Similarly for
Even I've seen, even I've seen most audio enthusiasts use Linux. They prefer Linux over Windows.
yeah, yeah. So similarly, like you have your PowerPoint, right? We have something called Impress. This is quite similar to PowerPoint, and this is of course free of charge, no login, nothing required. This is like a PowerPoint. People who are missing what's called Word, we have something similar to Word here. Even you can have interfaced it to Google Docs. For like people missing Chrome, we also have Chrome here. So mostly, what happens is that anything that you want to use on Windows or that you have been using on Windows can be directly used on Linux through Wine, and we have all those Linux specific things, which lets like life so much lot easier. We also have something called you all use VS Code, right, for coding things. So we have VS Code available for Linux also, and especially for Linux, there is this version which is called Code, which is VS Code but stripped with all the proprietary things. This is like open source VS Code. You have if everything you have is quite like essentially this. And by default, Linux comes with your Python installations. It also has all the Java support. Yeah. So you can see it also comes with your all of those programming languages things. You also have something called the GCC. This is like a C compiler. You can directly compile all of your C code, and this is probably the best C compiler you'll get. There is C lang also, but GCC is one of the most trustworthy and one of the oldest C compilers, which is used in all the development and production environments today. So this is also natively directly available for Linux. So apart from that, personally speaking, I am someone who uses Linux 24/7, and I have not used Windows for last 4 or 5 years to be approximate. Uh, and this more or less sums up my experience that Linux is technically very much better than Windows. Any questions? I'll be taking them. Uh, Rudra, if you want to mention something, please go ahead.
No, you guys can basically continue. I'm not in a position to basically mention anything, but the thing is, this is what Linux is basically all about. Okay, guys in the chat and everything else, how are you guys like liking this session and everything? If it's a bit too over the head for you, you can also feel free to mention that. Excuse the background music, and
Yeah,
also excuse me.
for yeah, one of
Yeah,
the
also
questions I got
yeah,
asked here was, can we play games like GTA 5, Valorant? Absolutely. I have myself have
absolutely yes,
tried. Yeah, I have
guys. I
myself
like.
played GTA
mm,
5.
I
Minecraft
have
is
like
directly available. Minecraft is like directly available, which is Minecraft is essentially a Java game, so it's natively available on Linux. No worries. Valorant also you can play.
most Steam games are natively available as well. So if any of you guys play stuff like Counter Strike, Dota, all of that stuff is natively available on Linux. I can assure you because I have like 3.5 thousand hours on like Dota alone. I'm not even gonna mention CS and all of that stuff. So all of that runs perfectly fine on Linux.
Okay, so someone mentioned Street Fighter. Personally, I have played Street Fighter 5. I don't have Street Fighter 6 as of yet, but I've played Street Fighter 5 on Linux. I've played Street Fighter 4 on Linux. And if you all want, I can show you some action. I can play Street Fighter 3 on Linux. I'll just share my screen. Hope this works. Yeah. So there is something called MAME available. Using this, you can play all of your old arcade games on Linux too. So as you can see, basically any game, be it old games, arcade games, any sort of games, you can basically play on Linux. So this was my 2 cents on Street Fighter 3. Anything else? Let me just check if I have any more questions. Yeah, definitely. Call of Duty is also available on Linux. Uh, Oyon is asking regarding tools, like what kind of tools you are looking for. Hacking related. Yeah, yeah. Also, LibreOffice can fully replace Microsoft. Exactly, yeah. You can directly shift from Linux, and if any issues arise, the whole GNX team is there to help you all out. Yeah, even mobile games. Yeah, even mobile games can be played on Linux. Uh, you all use emulators, right? So Linux have native emulators like Andbox. There is a thing called Andbox, which you can directly use on top of Linux to have mobile games, mobile apps running on Linux natively. FIFA, GTA 5, everything can be played. Yeah, pretty much everything. Any more questions, guys? Anything? Bro?
Guys, does anyone has any question on ethical hacking? You can ask like any question, any like we are having a Q&A
Yeah,
session,
yeah.
so you can shoot your question.
As long
Anything
as it is
related?
not about hacking your like significant other's account.
Yes, yes.
All
Yeah,
those
as long as you
questions
are
go
not.
directly
ऐसा
to
मत बोलना
Yash's
भैया। हाँ,
inbox.
एकदम। और मेरे इनबॉक्स में लिखा था भैया मेरा इसका अकाउंट हैक कर दो। अरे भाई, हैक करके क्या करोगे? लिटरली माय डीएम्स आर फिल्ड विद
10,000 रुपए के साथ ये मैसेज करना.
दैट।
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You can create animations. There is a thing called Blender, right? Which is a 3D modeling animation kind of thing, which is directly built for Linux. So
So
Blender was
Subhojit,
built for Linux.
Subhojit is asking like, will you teach us ethical? हाँ, so GNX will take a session in future related to ethical hacking. Just was just uh, a introduction, like what we can do, like what is the possibility of Linux ethical hacking. We will do future sessions. So Deepanjana is asking like how to begin with ethical hacking. So I have a presentation for that. Let me share like how to begin with ethical hacking. I will share with you guys.
Yeah, related to any hacking questions, you can directly go to Yash. He'll
So
be.
guys, yeah, so just 1 second. In the meanwhile, because of this entire disturbance thing, I'm gonna have my biscuits in peace and I'm gonna drop out for a bit. You guys can drop your questions here as well as like the WhatsApp thing. We'll follow up with that, and thank you for coming here. And once again, we'll have follow-up sessions. So drop your questions, ask Yashta, ask Kashpriyada and everyone else present here, and hope you guys enjoyed. Okay, tata, bye bye.
So, so Deepanjana asked like how to become an ethical hacker. So these are some of the things like you need to know to become an ethical hacker. This is I prepare PPT for that. So you need to know the computer basics and networking. It's not like hacking में just Linux खोल लिया, कोई स्क्रिप्ट डाल दिया हो गया। देखो इतना बहुत सारा चीज़ है तुम्हें चाहिए तब जाके तुम एथिकल हैकर बन सकते हो। ठीक है, इतना सारा चीज़, कंप्यूटर बेसिक्स, नेटवर्किंग, वेब, इंटरनेट, ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम का अच्छा नॉलेज, फिर रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग। रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग मतलब होता है तुम जो कोई भी चीज़ इंजीनियर करते हो, कोई चीज़ बनाते हो, उसको वापस से खोलने का टेक्निक, वो रिवर्स इंजीनियरिंग हो गया। फिर स्क्रिप्ट राइटिंग, जो भी टूल्स देखे हो, ठीक है, वो पाइथन में लिखा जाता है। फिर बैश भी होता है, शेल स्क्रिप्टिंग, वो सब। फिर ओवास टॉप 10, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़ है, मैं किसी और दिन बताऊंगा कि ये क्या होता है। और गेट एंड गेटअप, इसको ऊपर ऑलरेडी सेशंस लिया गया है। फिर बग बाउंटी प्रोग्राम्स, बग बाउंटी प्रोग्राम्स होता है कि कोई भी बहुत सारे कंपनीज होते हैं, वो बग बाउंटी साइट्स होते हैं, जैसे बग क्राउड ये सब में अपने डालते हैं कि अगर उनका वेबसाइट में अगर कोई बग खोज के देगा, मतलब कोई सिक्योरिटी इशू, तो उन्हें पैसा मिलता है। तो मैंने भी 3-4 बग बाउंटी प्रोग्राम्स किए हैं गूगल्स में और 2-3 प्रोग्राम में। तो उसके थ्रू आपको अच्छा अमाउंट मिला जाता है। अगर तुम बहुत अच्छा बग खोजते हो तो तुम्हारा अमाउंट लैक्स, बहुत अच्छा, मतलब 1 लाख 2 लाख ऐसे करके भी तुम्हें अमाउंट मिल सकता है। ये बहुत ह्यूज है, द स्कोप इज वेरी बिग इन दिस, बट इट टेक्स अ लॉट ऑफ पेशेंस। लाइक एक बग खोजने में तुम्हें 1 दिन भी लग सकता है, 1 महीना भी लग सकता है। फिर हैकिंग फोरम्स हो गया, बहुत सारा फोरम्स है, लिंक्डइन है, सबसे बेस्ट है साइबर सिक्योरिटी एथिकल हैकिंग के लिए लिंक्डइन। वहाँ से तुम्हें बहुत सारे रिसोर्स मिल सकते हैं। और ये सोशल इंजीनियरिंग जो मैंने बताया था क्या होता है। सो दिस आर ऑल द थिंग्स यू नीड टू बिकम एथिकल हैकर। सो एनी मोर क्वेश्चंस? শুরু কোথা থেকে করব? You can start with learning computer basics, then you can go for networking, and then you can learn a programming language like Python. It's not like you need to master Python, but you need to know like how a script is made. Any more question, guys? यश भैया मेरे को सिखा दो। अरे भाई सबको सिखाऊंगा, तुम सबको सिखा दूंगा। वेयर कैन वी फाइंड रिसोर्स ऑफ एथिकल हैकिंग? देखो एक बहुत अच्छा वेबसाइट है ट्राई हैक मी बोल के, वहाँ पे तुम स्टार्टिंग से लेकर, जो बिगनर फ्रेंडली वेबसाइट है वहाँ पे तुम स्टार्ट कर सकते हो। वो वेबसाइट पे बहुत से रिसोर्सेज हैं, मैं टाइप कर दूंगा ग्रुप में, ट्राई हैक मी बोल के वेबसाइट है, वहाँ से एकदम बिगनर से लेकर एडवांस लेवल तक सीख सकते हो। और यूट्यूब तो है ही। क्या होता है ना, यूट्यूब में बहुत से एथिकल हैकिंग कंटेंट यूट्यूब रिमूव कर देता है, क्योंकि हैकिंग रिलेटेड कंटेंट यूट्यूब पे देना काइंड ऑफ इलीगल है। सो यूट्यूब रिमूव कर देता है। सो ट्राई हैक में से तुम लोग सीख सकते हो, बहुत अच्छा वेबसाइट है। आई हैव स्टार्टेड विद सी, कैन आई लर्न पाइथन? हाँ क्यों नहीं, क्या तुम कर सकते हो। तुम जो चीज़ कर रहे हो अभी सी कर रहे हो, सी को अच्छे से करो, फिर पाइथन भी करना है। एक बार ऐसा नहीं कि कुछ ये कर रहे हो कुछ वो कर रहे हो, एक लैंग्वेज को पकड़ो, एक लैंग्वेज अच्छे से करो। वेलकम वेलकम, एनी मोर क्वेश्चन गाइस? So if then we will begin with attendance, since none of you have any more questions. So on number three, you can begin with the attendance process. And we will show more tools in future session. This was just an introduction session. We will show
Yeah,
more
see,
tools.
one thing I would like to mention here is like tools and stuff. There are like hundreds of tools available for like for fishing only. Yes, would know better. We can, if we just go to GitHub, we have tens and dozens of tools just for fishing, for getting network information, for scanning nmap. So there are some basic tools like netcat, nmap, and a few others which are like very essential. And apart from that, it's like tools are like, as long as you have your like imagination, you can go on having different kinds of tools. So one thing I would like to mention here is that everyone who is interested in hacking, try to understand the underlying concepts behind tools. Why this particular SQL injection works, how it works, why phishing works, how social engineering is done. If there is a vulnerability, how that vulnerability can be fixed, or what causes that vulnerability to be exploited, and we are able to hack into the systems. So, as Yash mentioned, we have like there are bug bounty programs all around, where companies, like with the growing of technology and all the everything moving into the web, we are having so much of apps, tools, websites, services built, and the more the things are built, the more bugs they tend to have. So because of that, we are also have these kind of bug bounty programs. So this is definitely a good field, and this is definitely something a Linux user can consider. Yeah.
So someone is asking like contest है हैकिंग का, टेलीग्राम पे वालों ने ऑर्गेनाइज किया अपने। मुझे नहीं मालूम है, तो मुझे व्हाट्सएप पे मैसेज करना, मैं तुम्हें बता दूंगा। मुझे इसके बारे में अभी नहीं मालूम। सो सो कैन वी Ashwarita, should we stop the session like it's already over?
Yeah,
Should we
yeah. I
stop?
think it's pretty much over,
Okay, so
and yeah, I think the feedback forms are given. So if everyone on the session, you can just like fill in the feedback form, and you will be eligible to get your certificate and get your ABR. So no issues, no need to worry. Everyone will be given their respective certificates. And thanks for joining. Yeah.
thanks for joining everyone. We had a great session. Thank you.
Yeah, please cut off. Yeah.